two new features I think are cool that I really like, that use AI and real-time voice to enhance it. Now there might be a few bugs here because I'm working on it as we speak, but you'll get the idea by seeing it. I have to maybe iron out some kinks, but you'll get the idea. So normally when you add a job description, you might have to go in here and click, add manually, and then write something, blah, 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 blah. And then you have to revise it, and you can spend 30 minutes, an hour just writing one bullet. It's kind of crazy. So to save time, what I've done is I've kind of made like a recruiter act like an AI to help guide you. To help write these better, especially for people like me who are just bored to death writing this stuff. I get no joy out of this. I want to get it over with. So what you can do now is I'm going to cancel this. I'm not going to actually write this. I'm going to go and use an AI to help me write a first kind of draft of this. So I'm going to go here and click this, and I'm going to just start and connect. And I'm going to try to talk about one I haven't written yet for my Walgreens job. I've never tried this before, so let's see how this works.
Hello. Let's dive into your senior business analyst role at Walgreens. To start, choose one responsibility we haven't captured yet. In 1 to 2 sentences, share objective, what you owned, action, what you did, and outcome, result, and time frame.
Okay, so I built an unsupervised topic modeling workflow with a fine-tuned Llama LLM. The action was, I'm not sure actually, maybe you can help me with that. And I just reduced the feedback loop time by about significantly. I don't have an exact number.
Thanks for sharing. No problem. Let's break it down. What was the main objective for building that topic modeling workflow? Automating insights, improving customer analysis, or something else?
Yeah, it was for improving customer analysis. So we were taking customer feedback and grouping them into topics so the people could analyze important topics, like really good ones or bad ones.
Great, thanks. What specific action did you take to fine-tune that LLM? Did you customize data pipelines, optimize the model, or design the workflow architecture?
So I didn't actually fine tune the LLM. I guess that's not the correct word. I said that, but that's not correct. I actually took Llama 2 and I used it as an LLM to cluster the text, and to describe the topic. So I didn't actually go in and actually fine tune the model. I actually used it to help cluster and label the topics.
Got it. You leveraged the LLM for clustering and labeling. Now, what was the measurable outcome? Did it reduce analysis time, improve accuracy, or something else? You can share even a general improvement.
So in this case, it would have taken a lot of time to really analyze all the customer feedback and to figure out what is good, what is bad, because it's kind of soft sometimes. So by putting it into topics, they could go look like at a bad topic and really analyze the bad customer feedback faster.
Understood. So the outcome was faster analysis of negative customer feedback. Now, roughly how much faster was the feedback analysis? Can you estimate a fraction or a general improvement?
I mean, it took me maybe 2 or 3 hours to run the pipeline, but it probably would have taken a human, weeks to month to analyze all that.
That's a huge improvement. Let's put it all together. Here's the draft. Here's what we have. Developed an unsupervised topic modeling workflow, leveraging Llama LLM to cluster customer feedback, enabling rapid identification of critical issues, and reducing analysis time from weeks to hours. Do you approve this responsibility?
Okay, so here's just some test ones I was putting in here. See if. All right, so here's the one we just created. Now what we can do is we can analyze this, and it will give us a score, kind of like these ones, like these ones. Like this is a really bad one, and this is a pretty good one. So since we just wrote this, I'm going to analyze it. I'm going to see what kind of score it gets. So this will take just a few moments here. It's kind of annoying. What it's doing right now is it's sending information to like OpenAI and it's analyzing it. But I send a lot of information, so it takes kind of a while to run this. And get back to us. It's not a quick run. I gotta figure out a way to charge for this. All right, so we wrote this, and in our first draft, we got a C. So we can make this better now by using this improve with AI button. And now we'll have a conversation with AI again to even enhance it better. So we get like this first draft to get something in there that's relatively good, kind of a base. And now we're gonna really fine tune it now with this AI conversation. So I'm gonna start this. Now I just built this, and this might, like I said, have a few kinks in it, especially when it saves. I think sometimes the screen doesn't refresh. I might have to refresh the browser, but you'll get the idea. All right. So if you want to read this, you can, but basically what it does is it's an interactive session that will discuss the issues on the right here. So we're going to go down these issues one by one, and then we're going to update those issues. Those issues, by the way, came from analyzing that we just did. So when we analyzed, it found issues. We saved the issues, and now we're going to go through and fix each issue one by one in this conversation. And then we're going to check this off as we go. Once we're done, we're going to be able to approve it like a human in the loop, and then we're going to be able to save it. Okay, so here's what we'll do these together, and you can see how it goes.
Hi there. I'm excited to help improve your resume responsibility. Let's dive right in. We'll start with the first issue, the action verb. You used developed, which is good, but we want to get more specific about your leadership or implementation scope. So, can you tell me a bit more? Did you lead this project, own the whole workflow design, or collaborate with others?
So I led most of it, but I collaborated with the customer support team at Walgreens. They were the subject matter experts who helped get me the data, the information. I took the information and data and clustered it and put it into the topic analysis.
Great! We've clarified your leadership role and collaboration. Now let's move on to the second issue, the quantification. You mentioned reducing analysis time from weeks to hours, which is great, but can you give any more precise numbers or a percentage reduction in time? Even a rough estimate would help make the impact clearer.
So I never really was able to baseline the difference between a human doing it and me doing it. I never was able to figure that out. I just know that I've done this myself personally for other jobs as business analysts, and I know it can take weeks to months for teams of 5 people to go through and analyze millions of transcripts like I did, and to put them into topics like I did, versus the computer, which did it in about 2 to 3 hours. So it was a very significant time saving.
Perfect. We've got a clearer sense of that dramatic time savings now. Let's tackle the third issue, scale. You mentioned millions of transcripts. Can you share an approximate number of feedback items or transcripts that you processed in this particular project?
What do you mean by transcripts? Like the customer interactions and stuff?
Exactly. By transcripts, I mean the customer feedback or interactions you were analyzing. How many pieces of customer feedback or records were involved in this project? Even a ballpark figure would help.
Okay, so it was really large, and I would say,
No problem.
I'd say hundreds of thousands. Let's say about 100,000.
Awesome. That scale detail really adds impact. Now let's move on to the fourth issue, the technical approach. Could you explain a bit more about how Llama was used in the unsupervised pipeline? For example, was it for embedding generation, clustering, or another specific stat?
Yeah, so I can talk about this a little more. So we used Llama to help label the topics after we were done. So we first used a different method to create the unsupervised BERT topics, and I can go into that more, but I don't have an answer right now. But Llama LM was used to basically label the topics versus a human doing it.
Great. We've clarified how. We're almost there. Now let's address the fifth and final issue, your role and collaboration context. You mentioned working with customer support SMEs. Were you also leading a team of analysts or developers, or were you the sole technical contributor on the workflow?
In this case, I was the sole technical contributor.
Here's the improved version we've created. What do you think? Are there any adjustments you'd like to make, or does this capture it well for you?
Okay, so I'll click the approve button. In the future, I'd like to be able to say it, but there's lots of different ways you can say this. So for like an MVP, we're clicking a button. So I'm gonna click approve. And of course you could revise this. I haven't gone through these workflows very well or reject it, but for now we're just gonna approve it. And this is the part where we get a button here to press, apply to responsibility. Now this is the part where I might have just fixed or didn't just fix. Okay, I did fix it. So it did refresh, good. Okay, so now you see this new one here that we just did. It's much more detailed. And so when we tailor the resume, it really helps to have more of this detail because it can always summarize it. It's hard for it to expand. So when we get really good responsibilities for a job, it really helps the tailoring in the future. So good data in, good data out. You really need to have this good data when you start. So I'm going to cancel. I don't know why I did that. We're going to reanalyze it now. So I think before we had, what, a 78%, like a C. And hopefully now we're up to a B or an A. I think we'll probably be up to an A. That's pretty good. But this is very critical. It's not too fluffy. It gets down and really finds problems. It's never perfect. In fact, you can never probably be perfect with this. They would always find a problem with something. So just give it a few seconds here. All right, and there we go. Now we're up to 94%. And so, but we can still go again and work on issues. Now, if we go here, we can see what the issues are. And it's telling me now, so I can have that conversation again and go through those line by line and maybe improve this up to like 95 or 96% by solving those issues. And then it tells you, it should say what the strengths are right here. So we're getting more strengths, less issues, but we can go through it again if we want and keep improving it. I'm pretty happy with the 94% though. I mean, that's pretty damn good. I mean, and for the amount of time we just spent to write this, I mean, we just did this in like, what, 5 or 10 minutes? And we'd have to, for each job, you might have to do this like for 5 or 10 bullets. So it's significantly faster to ask good questions. You don't have to worry about spelling and writing and all that fun stuff. So for me, it makes my life a lot easier. So I'm going to save that. I don't know why it was like that again. And there we go. So I just, I got a lot more to show, but I just wanted to show you that cool little feature. You can see up here your average quality. There's little dashboards and stuff. Normally what you do when you join is you're gonna come to this area, and in the future hopefully I could like import LinkedIn data, but for now you got to enter it manually because importing LinkedIn data is like a whole nother project to line everything up, map everything. But for now you have to import, you have to write in your data. So you'd go in, put your identity information, your employment, your education, your projects you have, like these are like side projects or anything you want to call a project, any certifications, skills, and this gets pretty cool too. I have a thing here to show you in the future. References, I'm not really using these right now, but I'm putting them in there. I think in the future what I might allow is a link to be clicked on for them to view your references, but you approve it through this system. So that way they can just like, send a text message. You can get notified by like a text message or something that they want to review your references, and you can click yes or no or something, and then boom, they can see your references if they want. And then recommendations, I'm just putting these in here to start collecting it because in the future hopefully we use it. Anyways, that's a quick overview. I think that's really cool, and like I said, I'm using this myself. I have to get this done so I can use it. But I was working on this the other day and I was like, this is shit. I was like, I do not want to use this myself. It was complicated. It was taking me a long time to write things. The analyzing wasn't working. So I spent like 2 or 3 days here doing another draft on this to make it better because I want to use it, and hopefully if I want to use it, you want to use it. So, all right, that's it. Have a good